Good morning, everybody. Today is August the 4th. This is really an experiment now. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Hopefully I don't have everything crash down on me. I'm going to try to cook something. That's what I was not successful with the last time. I'm going to do it again. What I want to say about cooking in the kitchen along with Parkinson's is that you have to learn to adapt, because the way you always did it doesn't work. You have to make adjustments. Some people can stand for long times. I can't. So therefore I have to bring things to the table and do it and go to the stove periodically. So I learned to sit down. I've also learned I choose easy recipes. Often we have like a grilled sandwich or something, but I've made full meals and everything else. Just you pick a day when you're feeling that you can do it. You also choose to be very flexible. If you have a good time in the morning, get things pre-done. Even if you're just warming it at supper time. If you need to change your plans partway through the day, then change your plans. Put whatever you're cooking into the refrigerator for the next day and just go from there. The easy recipe I chose today, last time I had baked something. This time I'm going to do something that we're going to have for dinner. My husband says he likes them. I'm sure he does. He likes anything with pork or sausage or bacon, but he hasn't had them in a very long time. They say they taste like a McDonald's sausage biscuit without the egg. They're just called sausage balls. They're all over the internet. I've seen many channels make them. And they're 3 ingredients, so you can't beat that. So let's go over what the 3 ingredients are going to be. There's going to be 1 pound, they say Jimmy Dean sausage. We didn't have Jimmy Dean, but it's breakfast sausage. We do not use the spicy sausage. Some places would, but we do not. So into our bowl goes our sausage. And then it calls for 2 cups of Bisquick. And you know, I forgot to bring my 1 cup measure over, so I'll have to go get that. Let me just go get my 1 cup measure. I actually got my 1/2 cup measure, and I'll just do it 4 times, testing my math ability. Okay, so 2 cups of Bisquick. You can also make homemade Bisquick without any trouble, and if you have homemade Bisquick, all the better. Like, yeah, save yourself a little bit of money. I didn't pay much for this. Actually, it was on sale the other day, so, all right, so 2 cups. Now this is where it would be nice if my hands worked, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And that wasn't quite a full 4th, so I'm just going to put a little double doing afterwards. There. All right. And I'll save that for the next time. And then the 3rd ingredient is 10 ounces of cheese, and I'm going to cheat here.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I don't know why she answered me. I didn't ask her anything. It says to have 10 ounces of shredded cheese. So I'm just going to pop that in there. All right. Now, it says you can mix by hand or you can use a big mixer. I don't have a great big stand mixer. Oh, tape's coming. I don't have a big stand mixer, but I have a hand mixer. So I'm going to hopefully between the two, my hands and then, get it done. Now they say if you do it by your hands, that it's going to take quite a while. So we'll get it started and then we'll try to use the mixer. I love cooking. It's one of those things that I really love, and it's hard for me to realize that so many things I can't do. But if I just take my time at it, I can usually get it done. So that's what I choose to do, just take my time at it. We'll see how noisy this is. I might have to stop you. Just go on slow. I think that's all right. Oh, I didn't show you there inside the bowl. See, I'm not good at this yet. I'll get there. And I'm hoping the lighting is better. I was told that I needed to have an extra light. So, good old Amazon. Get my family worried. One of the side effects of this new patch thing that I'm doing is that it can make you become uninhibited, it said. And people have been known to go gambling or compulsive shopping or something. Well, I don't get out of the house. There's no worry about me gambling. But Amazon is right in my house. So Claudine says to me, I don't have to close your Amazon account, do I? I said, no, you do not. Well, then, sure as anything, the very next day, I said to her, oh, I ordered something from Amazon. She just laughed. Oh, it was kind of funny. Well, that's not getting very well mixed, I must say. Maybe when I go to form it into the little balls, it'll get better, but let's just keep trying. Okay. It seems so dry, but when I watched the video when they were making it, it was very dry as well. I'll tell you a funny little story while we're waiting for this to mix. When my daughter was born, I was a very inexperienced cook. Not that I'm experienced now, but I was very inexperienced. So we lived in California at the time, and my mom and dad came down in a camping trailer for her christening. And they had people from Ireland with mom, relatives, her brother, and their kids and whatnot. So there was quite a group. I think there was 14 or 15 of us. And so I knew that after church, we'd all be coming back to my house and I would be providing a nice meal for us. Now, my mom has been known for her beautiful meals that she put together. But like I said, I wasn't overly helpful when I was young, and I never really paid attention. I knew that she could cook wonderful, and why would I worry about it then? Well, anyway, I went out shopping, and I bought a lovely 3-pound roast. It was lovely, I got to say. I was used to cooking for 2 of us. This was a good roast. Anyway, I got the roast into the oven and started with potatoes. Now, Mom always did say one thing, always have lots of potatoes. People will never go hungry if you have lots of potatoes. A big pot of potatoes I had on. And then she came into the kitchen and she checked the roast. And she says to me, Darlene, is this the meat that you're intending to serve 15 people with? And I said, well, yes, isn't that nice? I said, I was very lucky to get that piece. She said, very nice, maybe for 2 people. She said, maybe 3. You can't feed all these people. They're going to go home to Ireland and tell them that we didn't feed them after our christening. I said, well, Mom, that's all I've got. And she says to me, leave it to me. Down she goes, no pictures. She's in a camper. She's not in her regular kitchen or nothing. She goes down and starts opening cupboard doors, and next thing you know, out of her cupboards comes a lovely canned ham, a can of pineapples, a thing of maraschino cherries, maple syrup. She brings it up to my house. She slices this ham all up beautifully, makes a great arrangement on this roasting rack, puts the rings of pineapple with the maraschino cherries in it, maple syrup and the pineapple syrup, and drizzles a glaze on it, pops it in the oven to broil for a few minutes so it's warm and And then she says, and after we served the dinner, and she says, and for those who do not like ham, there's a little bit of roast here that you can have. And she made it just sound like we had planned it all along, that it was the ham we were having, and the roast was just if somebody didn't like ham. I learned a lesson that day. I learned a lesson. Make sure you know that you have enough food for everybody. But Mum, she was a gem. She figured it out what we needed, and she had it done no matter what she had. In a camper, no less. Well, I think that's as mixed as it really is going to get. I don't think it's going to get any more mixed than that, so we'll do it by hand if we have to. All right, so, and now we'll see how the hands work, because this is another one of those things. I had to buy a little, you know, when you go to a fancy coffee shop, they have these things called frothers. They're like a little tiny whisk thing that they whip up your cream or whatever to put on top of a fancy coffee. Well, I had one of those in my kitchen, and I use it when I want to beat an egg. I don't need to bring out my great big beater, but my hands don't work to whisk anything, so that's good, does that. All right, now I have just an old tray. I put a piece of parchment paper in the bottom of it. It wouldn't stick because there's so much grease in this anyway, but it just makes the pan easier to clean at the end. And I got a spoon. You can, if you have a little ice cream scoop, it works really good, but I can't operate the little thing of it. So you're gonna just put a little bit, a little bit of it into your hands, and when you've got it, you've got the ball, and then you're just gonna set it onto the cookie sheet. So we'll just keep talking while I roll some of these up. If you're bored, you can fast forward or whatever, but I'll just natter away. We've been having very, very hot weather, and it's not pleasant when it's so hot. I said in the winter you can always add another sweater. In the summer there's a limit. I mean, you can't take all your clothes off, so you just have to make do. Well, I suppose you can take. We're doing gratitude journals. My daughter and I make funny little videos with this Snapchat app, and we video 3 things we're grateful for every day and send it to each other. And I said to her, don't you ever show those to anybody else, because I said I don't really care much what I say. I just say what I want to. So my 3rd thing that I was grateful for yesterday, I said, was nakedness. She said, what? And I said, nakedness. You know, when you're really hot and sweaty, I said, you can just take your clothes off in front of the fan and get that nice breeze. And I said, it's just like being under a waterfall or something. She says, well, I suppose it is, but she said, I never would have thought you'd be grateful for nakedness. And I said, well, no, I'm not. I didn't say anybody was going to look at me naked. I said it was by myself, but anyway. This is, I find, it's finicky little bits of work, you know, doing it like this, but it's like making meatballs. The homemade ones are so much better. And if you make them up into a big tray, you don't even have to cook them all. You can take them, fast freeze them, which is what I'll do with a good majority of these. Freeze them up solid, put them into a baggie, and then when you want them, all you have to do is bring them out and cook them, and they're fresh. You don't need to have them all cooked. So I think that's a good plan to have that. You know what? I'm looking at my time. I better stop this machine and then just bring you back when they're cooked. I'll just pause the machine. Okay? Oh, I hope I don't make a big mess on the machine. Let's see if I can do that, because I didn't realize how much time I'd used. Okay. Okay, we're back. I think we're moving. Is that going on? Yes, it is. Okay. Just want to show then, after they've cooked 25 minutes, I've got In the dish I mix up some mayonnaise, mustard, and maple syrup, and you just put a few of your little sausage balls on there, and you've got yourself a lovely snack or dinner or breakfast, whatever you want to do. So I hope you try this. Lots of people have, and they really do enjoy it. And I'm going to see you all tomorrow.